So I'm back with Orit Arfa, Jewish Journal Datings columnist, and she operates the website mansch.net. That's mansch.net. You were raised an Orthodox Jew, Orit, but you don't look like an Orthodox Jew.
I was raised more traditional, but we went to Orthodox day schools, me and my sisters. So I did get an Orthodox education, very good Orthodox education, I would say, and was practicing most of the mitzvot for like 4 or 5 years. So I was really like into it, at some point.
Until what age?
Skirts, everything. I think 20 is when I started questioning.
Where are you in the birth order?
I'm second to oldest.
Second to oldest. What did you love about Orthodox Judaism when you were really into it, and what caused you to start questioning?
I love just it being a complete ethical system, and I thought, it made sense rationally at that time. The belief in God and the belief in Torah from Sinai. So it's partly that's what I was taught to believe in. I didn't find evidence to the contrary, and it felt good. I think Shabbat's a wonderful thing. It's an ingenious day. It's an ingenious concept. This day of rest, which I enjoy keeping, and I love the ideas of Taharat Mishpacha, family purity, and the ideas of being modest made a lot of sense to me at the time. That you want the man to be into you for your soul and not for your body, and so you should therefore wear skirts and be modest, and it was just intellectually I found it very appealing. Stories in the Bible and the stories of the building of a nation.
And then what caused you to question?
I got too religious for my own good.
Also.
Well, I just felt that I was at peace with God. I felt like I was on the right path, and I wanted to push the envelope a little bit. When I was studying in Stern at the time, and I love Jewish philosophy and Jewish, texts, and so I was studying there. And I just started feeling like the prayers were stifling me, like I wanted to communicate with God and talk to God, but I was stuck with this script that wasn't appealing to my burgeoning artist in me at the time, and it was a little too creative and free-spirited, and that's when I came up with my first painting of Rebecca, my idea for painting a biblical portrait with someone with the foremother who's not modest, because I also started questioning. I started working at a newspaper there and saw women a Jewish newspaper, the Forward, and saw women who were wearing pants and seemed really strong and really intelligent and still caring about the Jewish people, but they were like a different breed. They just seemed to have a lot more freedom and a lot more choices, because I don't know if they were secular, but partly because of their dress, and then that's when I started wearing pants at some point at that time when I was 19, around 19, and when I wore jeans again, I felt freer. So it's not that I still believe that, when you meet a guy, you want them to look out into your soul, and you don't want them to judge you on your dress, but I still think that can happen, and you can wear jeans. Maybe certain things not, like mini skirts, yeah. But then I got even further of just wanting to experience sexuality, which is very limiting when you're Orthodox. I mean, my choice was to either date and have sexual experiences, out of wedlock, or to get married so that I could have sex. And that option was very frightening and limiting to me. So I had to pursue a different romantic path. I had to leave Orthodoxy, but people still say I have a religious soul. It's funny, people still say I have such a firmy soul, just because I guess I do feel connected to Jewish culture and Jewish ideas, and Israel is an important part of my life.
Did you stay at Stern while you were wearing these pants?
I did. For one semester, I would just walk in and shock all the rabbis, and it's funny, there were girls who would look at me like, who are you? And there were girls who'd be like, Orit, we love you. Yes, you know. It was, but yeah, I was on this kick. I mean, I was such a rebel. I was just, this is me. I'm having fun with it. You know, take me or leave me. And I mean, I eventually left. You know, I was there for 2 semesters, but.
Is there a denomination that you identify with? Conservative, Reform, Reconstructionist?
There's something of me in everyone, you know. So I would say no. I'm forging my own movement.
Have you always believed in God?
I remember being like philosophizing about God when I was younger, but I think you take it for granted growing up in Orthodox day schools. So I took for granted that there is a God, and then when I started studying more, I studied proofs of God's existence and believed in God from a very rational perspective. But now I would say my view of God is more of the Spinoza-esque God. You know Spinoza, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So it's more of a philosophical view that is very rationalistic and individualistic rather than paternal.
So
I think thinking anthropomorphically about God is very comforting to think that there's like this higher power, that qualities that cares for you and watches after you. I think it's very comforting. And I still find myself doing that from, you know, thinking of God in those terms. What are you laughing at?
Guess 13. Where was she when I was in the kibbutz?
What?
Guess 13 asked, where was she when I was in the kibbutz? It's an interview about a new book called The Test Women Give Men. Tests on the Torah? Is that the test you're talking about in your book? Is it the test that women give men about Torah? Your new book.
Yeah,
on
right.
the tests that women give men.
Right.
Are these about the tests that women give men about the Torah?
About their knowledge of Torah?
Yeah. Is that what you're talking about? When
you know, it's funny. It's. I know you're being you're joking, right? But because I wrote this book about the ways women test men, so I wonder though if in the religious world, if women subconsciously test, you know.
Yeah, you Chal of Israel.
Yeah, are you Chal of Israel or I'm Chal of Israel?
Yeah.
I don't know about you, or even I eat fish out, you know.
I'm looking for a man who wants to learn.
Right. Yeah. So there could be those little tests, those little, you know, lines a woman will throw at a man to gauge how involved he is in Judaism. But I don't know. That's the question. I mean, I think these tests span all religious backgrounds. I mean, I think it's something that women just do.
You think yeshivas might start using your book and teaching it to their students?
No.
Okay.
Only because of the profanity. No, not only because of the profanity. I think we all know the other reasons why they won't.
Do you believe that God is separate from the universe?
Wow, look, we're getting so philosophical.
Oh, you studied philosophy. I couldn't help it.
I think this is like getting you excited.
Please, I'm a holy man. I don't get excited.
I don't know, from what you've written about me, I don't know.
Yes, please. Luke is scared we might hear things. We should be able to... You can ask your own questions. Someone wants to know why you're not wearing a skirt.
They're not hearing the audio,
Yeah,
right?
they'll find out why.
Yeah, they'll find out.
Okay. So it's not such a philosophical question. She may be Orit.
So God's separate and part of this world. I think according to Spinoza, there's a mixture of both. There's I don't know, he has the names for it. Natura, naturata, their names for it.
He was basically a pantheist.
I think that's a very simplistic way of looking at his view. I mean, it's complex but very simple at the same time. I mean, you should read ethics, but it is that God is in everything to a certain degree, but in that, the universe is God, kind of. Like, the logical workings of the universe is God in action, you know? It's the energy, it's the life force pulsing everything. And humans are the only ones who can take that life force and be passive and not use it, you know? and to use it to destroy or choose it not to survive. I mean,